Hello my beautiful viewers on my channel, James Higgins of World. What this is a my view. 1 second. This is a my view, quick my view on cashless society, trouble in France, and 1 second, and banks cancelling people's bank accounts because of their political views, what have you. We'll start with quickly with France. Well, it's a very difficult situation, that, to be honest with you, because some say it's migrants. The left seem to think that you can integrate people into a society, and that's been the narrative with the European Union for years now. Allow all these people and they'll integrate into our society. I'm sorry, I think the children will probably integrate with these people, but a lot of them won't. You know, because you come from different cultures with different ideas and what have you. So the children will probably integrate, and the grandchildren, great-grandchildren and stuff, but they probably won't. This is why we're seeing what we're seeing in Europe, in France, and with what's going on. 1 second. That's my view on that. Now, the next one. Nigel Farage having his bank account cancelled, and other people having their bank account cancelled because of their gender critical views. Now, the left are probably rubbing their hands together. Ooh, look at this. We're getting all these right-wingers. Ooh, having a bank account, sir. Cancel. Ooh, this is bloody great. Ooh. You know, what they don't realise is, right, banks don't really care about gender critical, don't really care about their pride and all this sort of stuff. The money makers, it's a business, and it's about business. And what you find is we're finding out now, Conservatives, 2010, their little 13 years of power, it looks like it's coming to an end, right? And then 13 years if Labour get in after that, Labour's will come to an end, you know. So what will happen then is maybe in 13 years when Conservatives are back in fashion again, the banks will probably cancel Labour supporters' bank accounts. You know, it tends to rebound, stuff like this. This is what happens when you get rid of freedom of speech, which is vital, and allow banks to cancel people's bank accounts. When some people say we're heading for a cashless society, how is that right by any stretch of the imagination? People need banks, but the same with Nigel Farage, that he was offered another bank account, which allegedly he was, but he was in coots, which is for seriously rich people. You know, I suppose there's a level there. As soon as you fall below it, you lose your bank account in that one. But they say they've offered him another bank account. Yeah. So these Labour people rubbing their hands now, oh, they're getting their bank accounts cancelled. You know, it will rebound on them once the Conservatives are back in fashion, because it happens all the time. The pendulum swings. You know, it's like this at the moment. I mean, the minorities have got the upper hand, right? At the moment, instead of the majority, it's the minority shouting the loudest. Well, the pendulum will swing back, and the majority will shout the loudest. It does it. I mean, I've been on this planet 55 years this year, and it is. You know, I mean, Margaret Thatcher's a minister. They were in power for, I think it was 18 years. You know, Tony Blair, he was in power. Then it went back to thingy. It's a pendulum. The thing with these transgender ideologists and woke people, they honestly believe that their views, right, are going to be here forever. It's nonsense. Their children, right, when these wokey people, couples, have children, right, it's a well-known fact that children always rebel against what the parents say. You say to a child, don't do that, 9 times out of 10 they'll do it. Anyone will tell you that. Don't play that record loud. Loud, it's like, don't do this. Don't do that. It's how kids are, you know. So in 20 years' time, in 15 odd years' time, when these kids become teenagers, these wokey people who are having kids now, they'll be saying to the parents, you can't say that, mum and dad. You know, with all their wokey beliefs, they'll be saying, you can't say that. No, you can't say it, mum. No. Just as they're saying to us now, my generation, you can't say this, you can't say that. It'll rebound on them. The same thing will happen to them. And all the things they hold dear, like all the classic Disney films and this, that and the other, which apparently are all racist and bleeds xenophobic and everything, according to the woke mob. You know, all the things my generation held dear, all those classic Disney films, which to them, even Greece is racist. Everything's bloody racist. And I'm so glad I grew up when I did. We never heard the word racist, honestly. Never heard it. Never heard the word woke. It's a new name, that is. Transgender, never heard that. I never saw one bloody transgender kid in school. Not one. I saw and my friend who was brought up somewhere else, by the seaside, the same. You know, it's just, honestly. But if these Stonewall and all these other bloody organisations honestly believe that their ideology is going to be here forever, deluding yourself. Just like a fly on the windscreen of history. I mean, look at hundreds of years ago. Kings used to burn people on the stake, chop their heads off, stick them on bloody spikes and all the rest of it. We don't do that now, do we? Well, some people do. Some people go around committing genocide and all that, but, you know, crazy, isn't it? Things have a way. Nothing lasts forever. The only thing that lasts forever, because I believe this, is love. And the only thing you can take because I believe in life after death, the only thing you can take to the next life is the love for your family and friends. Love is the most important. God, for me, it's God, love, family. You know, God, love, family. And that's what is important to me, you know. It's like when people tell lies, you always get found out, you know. Always do. You know. Anyway, that's my view on those issues. The last thing about the rioting in France, right, at the moment. Smashing up all these shops and this, that and the other. I've got to say this, Right, well, there'll soon be crime, because what will happen is there'll be no food in the shops, will there? You smash all the shops and what have you, there'll be no food in the shops. Lorry drivers are not going to bring food into a bloody war zone, are they? They'll be starving in a couple of days, in about a week, you know, if they're not careful. Same in America. I've seen it in America, the kids kicking up because there's no discipline. Kids don't know what the word no means. Madness. You reap what you sow. Learn that from an old man. You reap what you sow. And here's another great comment. Young, dumb, full of cum. Great American saying, it's true. Young, dumb and full of cum. When you're young, you think you know everything. You know shit. You don't know how. Because you've no experience of life. Anyway, see you on the next one.